Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Native English with Mr. Erik. This is your space to listen slowly, repeat, and sound more natural in English. If you're new here, hi, I'm Erik, your English coach and friend. On this channel, I speak slowly and clearly so you can listen, shadow, and speak with confidence. We focus on real English, the kind people use in daily life. Today's topic is simple but very useful. We're going to learn how to describe your day in English, from morning to evening. You'll learn natural sentences and practice speaking step by step. I'll give you time to repeat and shadow my voice, so don't just listen, speak out loud with me. That's how you really improve. Let me ask you something. How often do you actually speak English each day? Most learners listen and read a lot, but they don't speak enough. They understand the words, but their mouths stay quiet. That's like watching hundreds of cooking videos, but never cooking a single meal. So today we're going to change that. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to talk about your own daily routine, what you do in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night, using clear and simple English. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to speak one sentence at a time. Why talk about your day? Talking about your day might sound basic, but it's one of the best ways to practice speaking. Why? Because your day is real. It's something you already know. You don't have to think too much or translate from your language. You already know what you did today. You just need English words to describe it. When you talk about your day, you use real, useful English, not textbook phrases. For example, I woke up at 6:30. I had coffee and checked my phone. I went to work and met a friend at lunch. These are real sentences that you can use anywhere. When meeting someone new, in an online class, or just practicing by yourself. Another reason this topic helps is that it trains you to think in English. When you describe what happened, what you ate, where you went, how you felt, your brain starts forming English patterns automatically. You stop translating in your head. You start thinking and speaking directly in English. That's how fluency begins. You can also do this anywhere. You don't need a teacher or a classroom. You just need your voice. For example, while brushing your teeth, you can say, "I'm brushing my teeth. I'm getting ready for work." In the evening, you can say, "Today was busy. I finished my work and watched a movie." This is called self-shadowing. When you describe what you're doing or what you did in real time, it's simple, but very effective. So before we start, remember these three things. First, don't worry about mistakes. Second, speak out loud. Third, keep going every day. Each small sentence builds your confidence. Take a deep breath. Relax. Get ready to speak with me. In this lesson, we'll go through 3 parts. 1. The morning. How to describe your morning routine. 2. The afternoon. What happens in the middle of your day. 3. The evening. How to talk about the end of your day. After each part, we'll do a short shadowing practice together. So, if you're ready, let's begin with part 1, the morning. Morning is the best time to train your English brain. Let's start. Let's begin with the morning. Morning is where your day truly starts. It's quiet, fresh, and full of new energy. It's also the perfect time to practice English. Even just 5 minutes can make a big difference. In this part, I'll speak slowly and clearly. You can listen, repeat, and shadow my voice. If you're new to shadowing, here's what to do. Listen to one sentence, then repeat it out loud, matching the rhythm and sound as closely as you can. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The goal is to sound natural, step by step. Let's start with some simple morning sentences. Listen carefully and repeat after me. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up earlier when I have a lot to do. If I sleep late, I feel tired the next morning. I stay in bed for a few minutes and think about my day. I stretch my arms and legs and take a deep breath. Then I sit up slowly and get out of bed. Now, let's continue. I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth. I brush slowly and carefully for 2 minutes. Then I wash my face with cold water. It helps me wake up. Sometimes I take a short shower, especially if I feel sleepy. When I shower, I like to play soft music or listen to English audio. After that, I dry off and put on my clothes. I try to wear something clean and comfortable. If I have a meeting or class, I wear something more formal. Next, breakfast time. I go to the kitchen and prepare my breakfast. I usually eat something simple, like toast and fruit. Sometimes I eat cereal with milk and a banana. If I have more time, I make oatmeal or an omelet. I drink coffee most mornings, but sometimes I choose tea. I like to eat slowly and enjoy my food. While eating, I might watch a short video or listen to music. Other days, I just enjoy the quiet and think about the day ahead. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time, read my messages, and check my schedule. Then, I pack my bag, my phone, notebook, keys, and water bottle. Finally, I put on my shoes and step outside to begin my day. Now, let's put it all together in one short story. Listen first, then shadow line by line. Imagine you are telling a friend about your morning. My morning routine. In the morning, I usually wake up around 7. I lie in bed for a few minutes and think about the day ahead. Then I stretch, sit up, and walk to the bathroom. I brush my teeth for 2 full minutes and wash my face with cold water. If I feel sleepy, I take a warm shower. It always helps me feel awake. After the shower, I get dressed and check my hair in the mirror. Next, I go to the kitchen to make breakfast. I usually eat toast with butter and jam, and sometimes a boiled egg. I drink a big cup of coffee. It helps me start the day. While eating, I like to sit by the window and look outside. Sometimes I hear birds singing, and it makes me feel calm. Before I leave home, I check my phone again. I look at the time and make sure I have everything I need. Then, I put on my jacket, grab my bag, and walk out the door. That's how my morning begins. Now, it's your turn. Pause this audio and describe your own morning. You can follow my structure, but use your own details. What time do you wake up? What do you eat? Do you drink coffee or tea? How do you feel before starting your day? Even 1 minute of speaking makes a big difference. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be clear. You can also record yourself and listen again. You'll notice your pronunciation improving day by day. The morning is a great time to speak English because your mind is fresh. Try to make it a habit. Speak a few sentences in English before your day begins. It will help you stay confident and positive all day long. In the next part, we'll talk about the afternoon, what happens after lunch, and how to keep practicing English even when you're busy. Now that we've finished the morning, let's move into the next part of the day, the afternoon. This is usually the busiest time for many people. Some go to work, some go to class, and some take care of things at home. No matter what you do, it's another great chance to practice English. Even if you don't have much time, you can still think or speak in English for a few minutes. You can describe what you're doing, how you feel, or what you're planning next. This keeps your mind active and helps you think in English naturally. Let's start with a few short sentences. Listen carefully and repeat after me. After lunch, I go back to work. Sometimes I feel a little sleepy after eating. I check my emails and answer the important ones first. I often read messages from coworkers or classmates. I usually have 1 or 2 meetings in the afternoon. Sometimes I meet with my manager to talk about tasks. If I work from home, I sit at my desk and open my laptop. I type reports and prepare presentations. I also check my calendar to see what I need to do next. I like to keep my desk clean and organized. It helps me think clearly. Let's continue. I usually take a short break around 3 o'clock. I make a cup of tea or drink some water. Sometimes I eat a small snack like fruit or a biscuit. If I have time, I go for a short walk to get some fresh air. Even 10 minutes outside helps me feel better. When I have a little free time, I also study English. Sometimes I listen to a short podcast while walking. Other times, I read a simple article or story online. I like to shadow slow English videos to practice pronunciation. Even 5 minutes of practice can make a big difference. Before I finish work, I write down what I did that day. This helps me stay organized and ready for tomorrow. I sometimes write one new English word I learned. I also write one short sentence about how I feel. For example, I finished my work today and I feel proud. Or, I didn't study much, but I'll try again tomorrow. Now, let's turn that into a short story. Listen first, then shadow line by line. My afternoon routine. After lunch, I go back to my desk to continue working. I check my emails and make a short to-do list for the afternoon. I often have a meeting with my team. We talk about what we finished in the morning and what we will do next. After the meeting, I take a short break. I make a cup of coffee and stand near the window while drinking it. Sometimes I step outside for some fresh air. If I have free time, I use it to study English. I usually listen to a podcast or read a short story. Sometimes I watch a slow English video and repeat the sentences out loud. This is shadowing. It helps me speak more clearly and confidently. Before I finish work, I write down what I completed. I also write one sentence about my mood. This helps me reflect on my day and feel more positive. Now, it's your turn. Pause this audio and talk about your afternoon. What do you usually do after lunch? Do you go to work, to school, or stay at home? Do you take a break or go for a walk? Try to answer out loud, even if it's just 3 or 4 lines. The more you speak, the more natural you'll sound. Let's do a quick exercise. I'll start each sentence, and you finish it in your own way. Ready? In the afternoon, after lunch, sometimes I feel around 3 o'clock. I usually, before the afternoon ends, good work. This kind of speaking practice helps you use English that's real and personal. You don't have to memorize anything, just describe your real life. That's how English becomes part of your thinking. We've talked about your morning and afternoon, and now it's time for the final part of your day, the evening. Evening is the time to slow down, relax, and recharge. It's also the perfect time to review your English and reflect on what you learned today. Let's start with a few simple sentences. Listen carefully and repeat after me. I come home around 6 in the evening. I take off my shoes and sit down to rest for a few minutes. Sometimes I watch the news or listen to music to relax. I cook dinner or I order food if I feel tired. I eat dinner at the table with my family. We talk about our day and share stories. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. Sometimes I take a short walk after dinner. Before bed, I take a shower and brush my teeth. I usually go to bed around 10:30 or 11. These sentences are simple, but they describe real life. You can change them to fit your routine. If you eat later, if you watch a show, or if you study before bed, just say that. The important thing is to use English to talk about your own life. Now let's turn this into a short story. Listen first, then shadow each line slowly and clearly. My evening routine. I usually get home around 6 o'clock. The first thing I do is take off my shoes and sit down to relax. Sometimes I check my phone, but I try not to stay on it for too long. If I feel energetic, I cook dinner. I like simple meals, rice, vegetables, and some meat. If I'm tired, I order something easy. I eat dinner at the table, sometimes while listening to soft music. If my family is home, we talk about our day and laugh together. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. It feels nice when everything is clean and quiet again. Sometimes I go for a short walk outside. I enjoy the cool air and the quiet streets. Other times, I stay home and watch a short English video or read a few pages of a book. Listening to or reading English before bed helps me stay connected to the language. Before going to sleep, I take a warm shower and brush my teeth. I set my alarm for the next morning. I usually go to bed around 10:30 or 11. Before I close my eyes, I think about one good thing that happened today. It helps me feel calm and thankful. Now it's your turn. Pause this audio and describe your own evening. What time do you come home? What do you do to relax? Do you cook or order food? Do you study, watch something, or go for a walk? Say it out loud, even if it's short. The goal is to keep your voice active in English. Let's finish with a short shadowing practice. Repeat after me slowly and clearly. Every evening is a little different, but I try to follow a good routine. When I end my day in English, I feel proud of my progress. I'm learning step by step, and I'm getting better every day. I believe in myself, and I'll keep going. You've done a great job today. You didn't just listen, you spoke real English. You practiced natural sentences and built your confidence. Remember, progress doesn't come from one big lesson. It comes from small, daily habits. Each time you talk about your day, you're training your brain to think in English. So here's your small challenge for today. When this video ends, go to the comments and introduce yourself. Tell me your name and where you're from. I'd love to see learners from all over the world joining this community. If you'd like, write a short paragraph about your own day in English. Use the sentences you learned today, real, simple, and natural. I read every comment, and I'm always happy to see your progress. Thank you for spending this time with me. Keep listening, keep shadowing, and keep speaking, one real sentence at a time. I'm proud of your effort. This is Native English with Mr. Erik, where you don't just study English, you live it. See you in the next lesson.